When you're working and returning to self-love, like I've said many, many times, you're going to be using your imagination. We've talked about using your imagination to meet your higher self, to understand what it feels like to be loved unconditionally and with great delight. I want you to use your imagination to get to know your emotions a bit better. Now, earlier we did emotions where you met them in a cave. You put your hand on the body that was laying on a slab and felt what emotion was in different parts of the body. And that works fine a few times. Gets you to open up to your emotions. And then I want you to use your imagination when you're feeling a strong emotion, especially if you felt one at work or in your family. I want you to go and be alone, close your eyes, focus your attention, which is what meditation is. Your feeling looks like with your imagination. Now, there were times I was overwhelmed with what I call existential loneliness, feeling like you're floating out in the void in the universe with nothing to touch. It would grab me and hold me down. So I would go into meditation. I'd begin to feel, what does this look like? And I would see this dancer dancing in my safe space, dancing within the trees, all alone, dancing a sad, heartbreaking dance, dancing up in the trees, dancing a sad, heartbreaking dance. That's what that loneliness felt to me. And then I could begin to talk to that being that I envisioned with my imagination and begin to offer her some love, some attention, some caring, some nurturing. So I could break that pattern of existential loneliness. So I want you to use your imagination. Perhaps you're feeling anger. And I want you to envision, what does that anger look like? Use your imagination, see what it looks like. Perhaps it's beating waves upon a beach, beating it harder and harder and harder. And that's great. See what that looks like. And you can even talk to the waves. You're using your imagination to give it life so you can begin to heal what you're feeling. Use your imagination to see what your feelings look like to you. I'd have anger and I would see a 7-year-old standing there screaming at the top of her lungs with rage. And I listened to her. And then I began to help her and realize, I hear you, first of all, which is something she needed to know, that I hear you. And I'm sorry. You're so full of anger and hurt. And we began to dialogue, and that anger began to dissipate. See, you're using your imagination to give life to your emotions so you can begin to dialogue with your emotions. You really do have everything you need already inside of you. You just got to figure out how to work it. And the imagination is a great tool to meet a higher self, to meet your emotions, to give emotions life so you can dialogue with your emotions, to understand yourself better. That's the point of most of this work, is beginning to understand yourself better. Because once you understand yourself, then you can make changes. Then you can tweak some areas or flip some things 180 degrees. But you got to know yourself first. That's why you need to use your imagination with your emotions. You begin to understand your emotions. Mine danced in the trees or shouted at the trees. See what your emotions look like to you and begin to dialogue with them and offer them some love, some nurturing, and some caring. Everything comes from you, not from other people. I want you to do this. I want you to use your imagination and begin to dialogue with these different emotions. They're going to teach you a lot about yourself, and they're going to show you that you do have caring and nurturing and love to offer to the parts of yourselves. It's all about self-love, people.